right, let's get into some fun stuff now, all right? Got all the basic stuff out of the way. Let's get into more of the theoretical based stuff of search and just understanding search psychology. So I got a lot of this from Brad Geddes, I believe is how you pronounce his name, or Geddes, I'm not sure. One of the founding people of Google Ads in terms of ad agencies and stuff like that. Now he's a search liaison for Google on the more organic side, I believe. But a lot of this is from his book, Advanced Google AdWords, came out like in 2008, 2012. It's old now, but the principles in here kind of shifted how I view search. This is one of the first things I learned when I first started into Google Ads in 2020. So it's already outdated, but it held very good thought processes of, on the search side, what is the goal of search, right? Like, what is, you are having a search ad, but think beyond someone just typing the keyboard. Got to look at more different stuff. So this breakdown, this video will be kind of understanding psychology of search and all like fun stuff. So let's get into it. So psychology of search, right? You need to start looking beyond the data because there's always a person searching, right? Just because you're looking at search queries, data, numbers, you often and easily forget that there's people beyond the actual, beyond the Google Ads account looking for something, right? They're looking for something. It could be a lot of different stuff, but it's a person. So think about that. You need to think about how people and yourself actually use search engines in everyday life. Now, this is ever changing, right? With new updates, new competitors, the ecosystem as a whole, right? How big YouTube is now compared to say 10 years ago, how big mobile stuff is compared to 5 years ago, how big online shopping is now compared to 3 years ago before the fake sickness of the world, right? You got to think about how to view that. So just some questions to think about, right? How they search, what makes them click on a listing, paid or organic, what makes you, and think of yourself in the situation. It makes it a little easier than thinking of a random person you're making up out of thin air. And what makes them or you do a different search, right? If you do a search for, say, basketball shoes, what makes you do another search that's different? Why didn't you click on any of the listings? Were the prices too high, too low, not the right brand? So you then modify it to a brand search or modify it to a certain filter search, right? Do these filters? How do you look at this results page, right? All this different stuff that is very lost in conception once you start optimizing things. It's very easy to get and do that. So I'm trying to make you ahead of time think about, okay, we got to think of people, right? So think, why is a search made, right? At the end of the day, why do people search? Why do you search? So search engines are used when people want to find a specific piece of information, example, or i.e., answers to questions, right? Every search is usually based off a question, problem, wanting to find something out, right? So applies to the masses, right? We all think differently and we all ask questions differently. And this is where it really comes down to is we ask questions very differently. And that's why you'll see, say for a search term that you have the same idea of a search term look 100 different ways because you have 100 different people searching, right? They could be different in the different parts of the buying funnel. They could just think differently as a question. I'll show you examples of that coming up. But you got to remember, a search query is individual thought processes, right? So what question or problem do they want answered to or solved? So every single search query you get in your ad account is an individual thought process. You need to then somehow think, okay, they're searching this. This is the mass, idea of how they search. How can I tailor my ad copy, my landing pages, my offer, product, service to fulfill that individual thought process of a question or problem? Okay, think about that. Now, let's walk through a scenario because I want to showcase, how could individual thought processes be different at a search level when it's all, keywords on a page, right? So if you're someone looking to learn how to make money on the side, right? Let's picture that's who you are, or you're a customer or a potential client of yours, right? How could you or they search for the answer, right? A couple different ways. You could be very direct. What can I do to make more money? You could type a shortened question in Google, make more money, right? Just a shortened version of that initial question. You can have an answer in your mind already, and you want to fulfill that bias in your mind. Break down on running a social media marketing agency that implies you want to make more money, right? You're trying to learn a new skill. You can have it done with a do-it-yourself mind. How can I make 5K this month by writing? Or you could address the root cause of the problem. Jobs make a lot of money. You should switch jobs, right? Just look at, these are just 5. There's a lot more different versions you could have as a thought process as an individual human, right? But think about all these different answers that could stem from a keyword of make more money or get more money, whatever keyword you want to have, right? All these could be an idea, problem, solution to that, that keyword. So think about that. Now, what are the main types of searches, right? I went through 5. The main ones you usually will run across is the actual question or short question. That will probably be the most. The answer to the question, if they're more sophisticated buyer, if they've seen other products more, a description of the problem, a symptom of the problem, description of the cause, or more of a brand relation, product parts, brand names, service specific stuff where they kind of know what they want, they're looking for it right then and there. So those are the main types of searches you see. Most of them will fall into that category. Now, understanding the search results, right? This is where it kind of goes back to the relevance factor I've been talking about a lot, is you have expectations of the searcher, right? So you as a searcher have expectations. Every time you go to Google, YouTube, wherever you search online, Twitter, Instagram, other sites, you have an expectation that you have an idea in your mind what you're trying to find. Otherwise, you would not be searching for that because you don't have an expectation, right? Of course, there are times, I should backtrack, there are times when you truly don't know what you're looking for and you just search and try to find your way down. But 99% of the time, you have an idea of what you should get after a search, right? You should get something to be entertained by. You should get an answer to your problem. You should get something you want to buy to fix a current issue in your life, right? Stuff like that. You want to learn something, right? So our ad has a specific role of finding people who want what you want or what wants you have, but not everyone. Your ad copy then is a place where if you're showing up for something that you want to push, you need to attract people that are qualified and push away people that are not. And that's also you with native keywords, targeting specifically, but usually ad copy and creatives are the things that can push your TAM, your target audience, versus pull or push away, or pull your target audience versus push away people that are not qualified for you. And that is the purpose of ad copy, right? At the end of the day, what is the purpose of ad copy? You attract a perfect searcher, you push away everyone else. Don't want to pay for them. You don't pay for a click, you don't pay for an impression on search, push them away. So what does the ad copy have to do? You draw attention of your perfect searcher, you stand out from all other ads and organic results, needs to tell the searcher why you have the answer to the question, while being faithful to your product or service, but keep in mind, should not be written to make your client happy or keep on brand. Of course, there are times you want to make sure your brand messaging and positioning creates, good kind of synergy there. But at the end of the day, you're optimizing for that click. You need to get that click. If you don't get the click because you put in, some stupid messaging like, say, year they were founded, that could be, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like there's some ad hoc positioning where you're just speaking to make the brand happy because it looks better. On an organic result, sure, do it. Fuck it. I don't care. But I'm paid. Your only job there to attract the user, push away everyone else, and get that click. And you're not going to get clicks by just pushing, we're a good brand, whatever, something like that. It doesn't make sense. So the secret to search success, right? Ads can be helpful and not annoying if they're correctly created, right? Google allows you to do this very easily. So what you need to do is align your ad copy to reflect the search query, aka thought process, right? Every single search query is a thought process, where the searcher is within the buying cycle. Okay, so you need to do is think, okay, how are my target audience people searching, and where are they in the cycle, right? Are they just in the researching phase? Are they in the competitor phase, just pricing stuff down? Are they looking at other competitors, or are they very ready to convert and I need to have a very direct CTA to them? Ads in this realm are info gathering steps, right? So your very little clients as a whole will have a very one search to one conversion, like a 1-to-1. Most of the time, there's many searches to then maybe a click, 2 clicks, a lot of ad views. Then they convert as a lead, as an added cart, still don't convert. There's a sales cycle. It gets noisier and noisier every single year with online advertising. So you need to understand your lead to sales cycle, your lead cycle, all the kind of stuff that plays that we've already touched upon in previous videos. But you got to think search is info gathering steps, usually depending on where you are in that process of, individual thought process, how sophisticated are as a market, how well are you as a brand in that market? Do people have an idea of you? If you're selling basketball shoes, for just keep sake of the same situation example, if I'm a brand new DC brand trying to showcase basketball shoes against Nike and Under Armour, where they have professional NBA players as their main shoe, person, it's going to be a lot harder to get that search ad click when they have LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose stuff on their ads and pushing, those well-known athletes out there, right? And just brand awareness side. So a lot of different stuff in there, but that's what I want to talk about. Now, there's 3 goals of a search, right? We're still seeing the psychology of search, but this is where it's kind of into okay, how can I actually optimize this for, me while staying true to the user while staying true to Google, right? So how do you do that, right? How do you stay, wanting to help every single one while making money and being happy, right? So the 3 goals of the search. You have the goal of the searcher, right, which is to find an answer quickly to the problem or thought process. You have the goal of the advertiser, aka you. You want to make money by showing an ad that is related to the products and the right searcher, but you also want control on how your money is being spent, what searches you're showing up for. You want detailed insights to make sure you can actually pause stuff that's not working, expand where it is working. And that's why 2 years ago, year and a half ago, when search ads were search queries were taking 50% away, we were mad as advertisers because we actually want to see the information. We want to know, hey, what stuff is not resonating with their offer? Where can we make sure people who search this, who don't convert well or bad quality leads, we want to push them away, right? And that's why we want all the information, we want all the data Google has available for us. And then finally, you have the goal of Google, right? Which is have that user come back so Google can make more money by getting more ad clicks, right? What we just talked about in the last video or 2 videos ago about the cost of impression versus cost of a click for Google to make sure you as an ad is quality enough and happy and relevant enough for that user so they can make money. That comes back to here in the goal of the search, right? They want you as a searcher to be happy. Why do you go back to Google? Why do you go back to YouTube? Why do you go back to any platform online? It's because you're either being entertained, you're getting answers to your problems, you're learning something, you're finding something out that you need to learn, etc. Right? You come back to Google. And why is Google the main search engine in the world? Because they've done so well over the last 25 years that if you have a question or a problem, you think, oh, I'm gonna go Google it. It's literally a verb in the dictionary now because they've done such a good job at creating a good user experience that you are satisfied if you go to Google, right? So, and how do they do that? By having searchers always find the answer to the question quickly and easily, right? Relevancy, right? And that comes back to organic and paid. If you as an advertiser trying to get clicked on, you want to focus on relevancy to the user. And that's where I go here is there's a natural conflict, right? Because you want to make money. Google wants to make money by showing relevant ads, but the searcher wants to find an answer quickly to the problem. So how do you do, right? So Google's goal is satisfy the searcher first, not the advertiser. They got to worry about people that come to their platform and actually use the tool and then sell them the tool, right? So, but who makes you money and Google money? Think about that. Does Google make you money? No. The searcher does, right? Google doesn't pay you. You don't pay Google unless your search ad is clicked, right, for impressions. So who do you align yourself with? And that is the searcher. And thus, you align yourself with Google. You're making the searcher happy. They'll keep coming back, which makes Google happy. So they'll keep showing ads like that. And it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's all good. And that is it for now. That's all psychology. Next video, we're going to dive into structure of a campaign, keyword targeting stuff, more of that fun stuff. But that's it for now.